welcome to a brand new episode of Picks with Rich. I am Rant'N Rich, and as always, I want to thank you for watching the show today. UFC 225 is going down this Saturday, June 9th, 2018 in Chi-Town, Illinois. It's going to be headlined by Robert Whittaker and Yoel Romero. Of course, we all know this is the second time these guys are going at it. Robert Whittaker got the best of Yoel Romero back in July of 2017 in that fight. He won by decision, but he has been out for a little while, so we have to look out for that. He sustained a knee injury he actually had before the fight, and then Yoel ended up doing one of those oblique kicks or the knee stomp, whatever you want to refer it to. He basically damaged his knee in that one. He still ended up winning, again by decision, but he's been out for a while. And I hate to say ring rust is there with, not being in the octagon for less than a year, but you never know. And even if his physically, his body can hold up, mentally, who knows, he could be thinking about another knee stomp that could affect a lot of different things. He could be thinking about his own knee. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, again, it hasn't been that long, so hopefully there's no ring rust involved. Hopefully he's just ready to get back in there and defend his title. And of course, we all know Yoel Romero. He's a beast. He's been staying fresh. He's been in there fighting. His last fight against Luke Rockhold knocked him out. So his confidence is through the roof. He's not getting any younger, so I'm sure he is ready to go and take another crack at that title. And just very interesting. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully it's as entertaining as the first fight, or even more entertaining than that would be great. And then don't forget about the co-main event. We have Trash Talking Kobe, I call him, Kobe Covington against Rafael dos Anjos. Of course, Rafael did go up to 170 pounds. He's going to try himself there. So far has been successful. He was a 155-pound champ for a while. And doing more background checks on Kobe, he has been in the octagon quite a few times. He's been around for a while. I thought he had less fights than he actually does. So that's interesting. That's really interesting. My mindset kind of changed once I saw that and really started digging in to his fight history and everything else. Talks a lot of smack, of course. We all know that. But I'm interested to see how he does against someone as experienced and well-rounded as Rafael dos Anjos. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, we haven't had a show in a while. There's been some Fox cards. Usually I do the solo shows. I haven't done it. My heart really wasn't into those Fox cards. I did watch them, so don't be fooled. But for me to give my picks, I really have to have something to go off of. And those names, the interest of the cards, just it didn't hit me like some of the other ones. I know I did Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, I think was the last Fox card I did. And then, of course, we had UFC 224 Picks with Rich, where I got the belt back. I am king, as a matter of fact. That's right. Take it all and soak it in. How does it look? I think it looks a lot better on me than it does Sega Genesis. But anyway, of course, we have the regulars, Mr. Willie J calling out of Boston, Massachusetts. Hopefully he's going to be calling in this time. If anything, I will read his picks off, but we're going to try to get him on. And then we have ex-champion, ex-king, who's going to be gunning for that title again to get it back. Sega Genesis out of Denver, Colorado. He's actually going to be sending his picks in. So we'll have him, on screen. We'll try to pop that up and hear his picks and see how it goes. Again, he's going to be gunning for it. He's been doing really well. We've actually all been doing really well, if I do say so myself. Mr. Willie J was this close on that last event of taking over and becoming king of all picks for the first time. And Sega Genesis was neck and neck with me right there. We were all kind of mixing together. So I was really happy with that last one. Again, if you guys are listening and playing along, or for whatever reason that you're listening to the show, I hope you really benefited off of that. All right, so I'm going to go first. I'm going to break down these fights just a little bit. I'm going to give my picks, and then we're going to go to Sega Genesis, and then we're going to have Mr. Willie J call in and give his, and that'll be a wrap. So let's get right into it. All right, so let's get into the first fight of the main card for UFC 225 at 170 pounds. We have CM Punk versus Mike Jackson. This is somewhat a joke of a fight, but I'm going to continue on here. We have CM Punk coming in as the underdog at a plus 190. He is 0-1 in his professional career. 0-1, of course, in the UFC. He lost to Mickey Gall by rear naked choke in the first round back in September of 2016. I don't know why when I think about this fight, I think it's more recent than it actually is. So not only is he not an MMA fighter, very inexperienced in the octagon, but he hasn't fought in quite some time, and he's older. So I don't know, a lot going against CM Punk. But Mike Jackson, on the other hand, he's coming in as the favorite, a minus 230. Might be a little high for my taste. He has more fighting and training experience, but he still is pretty new to the game too. He is 0-1 also in his professional career, 0-1 in the UFC. He also lost to Mickey Gall. These guys have quite a few things in common, except for Mike Jackson's quite a bit younger. But he lost to Mickey Gall, just like CM Punk did, by rear naked choke also. I believe that was in the first round too. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. And that was also back in 2016. And that was in February. So Mike Jackson definitely hasn't fought in a while either. Both of these guys, and I hate to say it, I'm trying to stay positive for the show, but really, I mean, these guys could have been on any other card. You're going to have them on the pay-per-view where people are spending money. To have it on the pay-per-view just seems a little off to me, but I'll get over it. I'm going to watch. Hopefully it's entertaining. Two rookies pretty much going at it. And again, I'm giving all my picks first. I'm going to take Mike Jackson, and I think he's going to win by decision. Okay, so moving on to the second fight of the night. The heavyweights are going at it. Andre Arlovski versus Tai Tuivasa. Arlovski's coming in as the underdog at a plus 235. He is 27-15 in his professional career, 16-9 in the UFC. He's coming off of 2 straight wins, including a win against Stefan Struve back in March of this year, so he's staying fresh. Andre Arlovski has always been known as a heavy hitter, a power puncher, but lately he's been changing his game plan a little bit, maybe because of the age. He's getting a little older. Whatever he's doing, he's being very technical and he's winning. I believe his last 2 wins were by decision. He's kind of changing his game plan, like I said. Whether he retires after this fight or 3 fights from now, whether he renews his contract, I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do, but he will go down as one of those great fighters, one of those legends in the sport. So I got to give respect to him, especially fighting at this age and doing what he's been doing, 2 straight wins in a row. Got to give it to him. But he's going to be taking on a fearless competitor, heavy hitter, in Tai Tuivasa. He's coming in as the favorite at a minus 275. He's not nearly as experienced as Andre Arlovski. He's only had 7 fights in his professional career. He's 7-0, so he's won all of them. 2-0 in the UFC, coming off of 2 straight, and coming off of a win against Cyril Asker back in February of this year. He knocked him out. Cyril Asker isn't the most competitive fighter in the weight division, but still, nevertheless, he is a younger guy. He's hungry. He's coming up. He's going to be going against an older man, more experienced. Very curious to see how this goes, but my gut is telling me to take Tai Tuivasa by KO TKO. Third fight of the night at 145 pounds, we have Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson. We have Holly Holm as the favorite, coming in at a minus 255. She is 11-4 in her professional career. She is 8-4 in the UFC. She's coming off of a loss back to Cyborg back in December of 2017. She's lost 4 out of her last 5 fights, so that is a little concerning. Holly Holm did the impossible at the time. She knocked out Ronda Rousey with that incredible head kick. But since then, I don't know if she's really been the same. Our expectations have been so high for her. I don't know if she can really step up to the plate. Megan Anderson, on the other hand, she is coming in as the underdog at a plus 215. She is 8-2 in her professional career. Again, she's making her UFC debut this weekend. 4 wins in a row in Invicta UFC. Invicta is not the same competition. I hate to say it, guys, but you guys, I'm sure listening, probably already know. Invicta is not the same type of competition as the UFC has, but still, it's still pretty good what she's doing. She's coming off of a win against Charlemagne Tweet back in January of 2017. So it's been quite a while since Megan has been fighting competitively. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. My gut is telling me that Holly Holm is going to win by decision. Okay, so co-main event of the night. And I forgot to mention, this is for the interim title. The winner of this is going to be taking on Tyron Woodley for the belt. We have Kobe Covington taking on Rafael Dos Anjos. We have Kobe, or trash talking Kobe as I like to call him, as a slight underdog at a plus 105. He is 13-1 in his professional career, 8-1 in the UFC. Say what you want about him, he's been on a roll. I got to say it. Again, I didn't think he was fighting in the UFC as long as he has been. He's been fighting in the organization since 2014. His last loss was quite a while ago too, against Warlley Alves back in December of 2015. So since then, he's been doing a lot of smack talking, but backing it up. Not the most exciting explosive fighter in the world, but he's been getting it done either way, so you can't deny him of that. He's going to be taking on Rafael dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is the favorite in this one, slight favorite at a minus 125. He is 28-9 in his professional career, 17-7 in the UFC, so a lot more experience in the octagon than Covington does. He's coming off of 3 wins in a row against Robbie Lawler. The other was Neil Magny, and then we have Tarek Saffiedine. 2 losses before that. Tony Ferguson and Eddie Alvarez, stiff competition. I think he was at a downslope at one point, and then was slowly starting to see him rise back to the occasion. So I'm going to actually take Rafael dos Anjos, and I think he's going to win by decision. So main event of the night, drum roll please. We have Robert Whittaker taking on Yoel Romero at 185 pounds for the title. Robert Whittaker is obviously champion right now. They're going at it, again, like I said, for the second time. We have Robert Whittaker coming in as the favorite at a minus 235. Whittaker is 19-4 in his professional career, 10-2 in the UFC. Again, he beat Yoel back in July of 2017. He hasn't fought since then because of that knee injury. So like I was saying earlier, I'm very curious to see how that plays a factor. He has not lost since the Stephen Thompson fight, and that was all the way back in 2014. 8 wins in a row for Whittaker. He is looking fantastic, but Yoel is still lurking. Yoel Romero is also, he's fighting fantastic too, and at his age, I mean, I just don't see how he does it. I don't see how he looks the way he looks. I don't see how he fights the way he fights. People talk about his stamina, but for that guy's size and the muscle mass that he has, it's unbelievable. It's something that you don't see every day, obviously. Yoel Romero is coming in as the underdog in this one, a little higher than I would expect, a plus 195. He is 13-2 in his professional career, 9-1 in the UFC. Again, his only loss is to his rival, Robert Whittaker. So this should be a good matchup. The first fight was very exciting, holding your breath the whole time, not sure what's going to happen. We have that power of Yoel Romero, and Whittaker's got some power too, but the technical aspect of Robert Whittaker makes a great fight. So hopping back to Yoel Romero, he's coming off of that big KO win to Luke Rockhold back in February this year. So again, like I said early in the show, he's been staying fresh. He's hungry, and I think if he has a shot, this is the time to do it for Yoel Romero. So I'm really excited about this one, especially this one. Co-main event for sure. Really this whole card, except for that first fight. Again, I'm kind of cringing here, guys. I don't know why they put that on the pay-per-view. I mean, I do know why. It's a moneymaker, but it's just, again, it's insulting as such a passionate MMA, especially UFC fan, to see these guys go at it, and for everybody else to get passed by, but these two are going to go at it mainly because of CM Punk and the money that they can generate. So anyway, I'm rambling here. I'm ranting here. All right, so parlay of the night for Rant'N Rich here. I'm going to take Curtis Blades. I'm going to take him over Alistair Overeem. I'm going to take Claudia Gadelha over Carla Esparza, and I'm going to take Holly Holm over Megan Anderson. That's a 3-fighter parlay. Again, a risk of 15 points. And those are my picks. Okay, so here is Sega Genesis, and we're going to pop this up on the screen right over here, and he's going to be giving his picks. Here it goes.
We got Sega here for his picks. Or should I call you Count Rich? Because we both know, like Michael Bisping, you got fucking lucky. And you're not going to defend that title again. You can call me GSP right here. I'm taking that belt right back. Actually, I didn't even send it to you because I know it's coming back right now. So, here's to my picks. The picks that are going to make your viewers some real money. We got CM Punk by KO in the first one. I know that sounds a little out there. I know CM Punk's a WWE guy. He's a big fake fighter. He's older. He's taking a lot of damage. But Jackson's just not got too much to him right now. I think CM Punk wins by KO. Next, we got Arlovsky versus Tuivasa. Tuivasa is just going to own him. Arlovsky's past his prime. He's been hanging around lately. That's just because the division is pretty weak. Tuivasa's on his way up. Bam Bam is going to go out there and knock the old man out. Next, we got Holly Holmes versus Megan Anderson. The Preacher's Daughter, I think, gets back on it. I think she comes out there. I think she fights a good fight. Megan Anderson's a little bigger. She's a little stronger than most fighters in that division. I know that Holmes has had her difficulties with big fighters, but I think Holmes goes out there, shows off superior boxing, and takes her out. She wins by decision. Next, we got RDA against Covington. RDA is just a bad man. That guy is destined to take out Woodley for that belt. So RDA goes out there, subs Covington, shows that Covington is just a poor man's Conor McGregor, and we're done. Next, we got Whittaker versus Romero. We got youth versus age. We got veteran versus champion. At the end of the day, Whittaker's still going to be the champ. Whittaker is going to do what he did last time. He's going to show that he's a varied fighter. He can take what Romero has to give. Romero at 41, he can't teach a dog new tricks. He's gonna go out there. He's going to try what he can do. He's going to wrestle and he's going to try to knock Whittaker out, and he's just not going to be able to. Whittaker's going to take the fight by decision again. Next, we got the parlay. I know this is where you beat me last time. I know since you're the champ, I gotta take a little bit of a risk here. I'm gonna go with a 3-fight parlay. Unlike last time, I only went for 2, and that's how you got me. Actually, you got me because of that, and I also had a little too much nostalgia for Vitor Belfort. So, but here's my parlay. We got Anthony Smith over Evans. We got Claudia Gardia over Carla Esperanza, and we got Holly Holmes over Megan Anderson. 2 chick fights and one fight that should be an entertaining fight, but it's not going to be close. Okay, Rich, Sager out.
All right, so there you have it. Sega Genesis giving his picks, some good picks. Very confident. I should call him maybe a little overly confident, but hey, that makes the competition that much better. So good luck to him. And then next up, we have Mr. Willie J calling in to give his picks. All right, so we have Mr. Willie J on the line. Mr. Willie J, how's it going, man?
I'm trying to get this victory this time. Hopefully I can pull out this win.
Okay, so let's start off with the first fight. We have CM Punk versus Mike Jackson. Who do you got?
All right, for this match, I'm going to take Mike Jackson by TKO.
Number 2, the heavyweights are going at it. Andre Arlovski versus Tai Tuivasa. Who do you have?
I'm going to take Tai Tuivasa by TKO.
All right, third fight of the main card, we have Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with Holly Holm on this one. I think she's going to win by decision.
Co-main event, we have Kobe Covington versus Rafael Dos Anjos. What do you got?
I'm going to take Dos Anjos by TKO.
All right, the main event, Robert Whittaker versus Yoel Romero 2. Who do you have?
I'm going to take Robert Whittaker by decision for the main event.
Okay. So we got those picks down. All right, so moving on to the parlay of the night. What did you do last time? I think you got 2 out of 3. Yeah, you got to come with the parlays, man, because remember, this is a risk. This can put you on top, or this can completely shut you down, depending on how you play it. So
this is the icebreaker right here.
This is the icebreaker. And if you had, I think if you hit your parlay, you may have tied with me or beat me last time. So.
Man.
Yeah.
So I definitely got to hit this parlay this time.
Hit the parlay, man. Hit the parlay. So who do you got?
All right. So I got Dos Anjos, Whittaker, and Holly Holm. Those are my 3 for the parlay. Okay.
All right. So we got your parlay. We got your picks. I think we're looking good, man. So you're feeling a little bit more confident than the last run.
I always say that, because I think my picks are. I think they're pretty good, but whatever happens, man, hopefully I get this W this time, man. I gotta knock off you guys, at one point,
Yeah, I hear you. Well, if you keep up the picking like this, I mean, you're doing pretty well. So you keep that up. I'm sure you're gonna be champion one of these days, and it could be on Saturday night. So good luck, Mr. Willie J, and thank you for calling in, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, take care, brother.
All right. Okay, so there you have it. That's going to do it for the show. All the picks are in. Parlays are in. Of course, as always, good luck to the competitors, Mr. Willie J, Sega Genesis, and of course myself. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please remember to like. Again, we've been on a roll. We've been doing really well with these picks, so it's always great to have some support. And if you have anything to say at all, good, bad, agree with the picks, disagree, whatever it is, please remember to comment down below so we can see that as well. So that's about it. Enjoy the fights on Saturday night. As always, Rant'N Rich here, signing out from sunny SoCal. I'm out of here. Latest.